This massive quad gold farm is the best Minecraft Bedrock experience farm you can get in 1.19. Not only does it provide tons of gold, no, it also will give you level 30 in about 1 minute and 45 seconds. It's an insane automatic farm and it can be built on all kinds of worlds including realms and servers. To build this absolute monstrosity of the farm, you'll need all these shown items. In addition, you will need these 2 tridents enchanted with impaling 5. This is to insta-kill all these zombie piglins that spawn. Also, as you can see, you'll need a ton of building blocks, but it doesn't matter which one you take. But now let's start building this farm. For this farm you'll need a good flat area that has at least the size 24 by 24. In height you'll need approximately 35 blocks. So the first thing that you want to do in order to start building this farm is to place a redstone dust like this. Then you want to place an observer facing this redstone dust, a block behind, and then just turn around and repeat the whole thing. Redstone dust, observer, then a solid block, redstone dust, observer, a solid block, and finally redstone dust, then the observer and a solid block. Now we created a redstone clock and we can activate this by placing a lever here, and you want to flick it. Then you want to flick this a second time, and as you can see, this will create the redstone clock. Now flick off the lever. As the next step, jump on top of the observer and place 4 blocks right here in the middle. Then you want to place pistons on top of all solid blocks you placed. Of course not the 4 in the middle, and it should look something like this. This one should be activated. Next you want to place 2 blocks at all the 4 sides, so you have a nice clean cage looking something like this. As the next step you want to jump up and you want to place 1, 2 glass blocks, and then just finish off the layer by placing some solid blocks looking something like this. Now when we are at the top right here, we can already put in our both tridents, so just throw them against the piston right there. Now test the whole system by flicking off this lever, and then as you can see, you should hear the trident going around every time the piston pushes, and then just flick it off again. Next up, you want to face this exact piston when you're standing right on top of the glass, and you want to place a solid block next to it, so behind it. Then you want to waterlock this exact piston. As you can see, it should be looking something like this. Water should flow out. Now you just want to add one more layer to your tower, so you want to go all the way around with solid blocks, and then once you have done this, we can start by creating the water channels. And in order to do this, you want to come to the left side there. Please extend out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want to do this at this side again, so you want to place 7 blocks like this, and then at the end of this row you want to stack up by 2, of course at both positions, and then just come back again, so you want to place a wall at this side of the whole thing till the middle of the trident killer, of course at the second height as well. Now come to the other side, so the right side, and there you want to extend out 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you want to do the same thing right here as well, place 6 blocks, and then again you want to stack up by 2, and you want to take the whole thing around, so place a wall and do this until you are at the other wall, so you connected both of the sides. As the next step, you want to do the same thing with the wall, but just on the opposite side, so you just connect both sides with a 2-block wall. Now everything should now be looking something like this. If you didn't already know, the side with the lever at the trident killer is the front side of the farm. You now want to go to the back side of the farm. There you want to choose one side, and there you want to extend out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then go 1 block up and extend out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then add 1 block on top and just place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks again, and then you want to stack up by 2 like this. Now once you have done this, you should have this staircase pattern. You want to do this all the way until you are at the other side, so place everything in the pattern I have shown you. Now after doing this, you should have an ascending pattern that looks like this. And now as the next step, you want to come to one of the both sides of the whole thing. At this height, so at the second block height, you want to place a line of blocks that goes all the way till the end of the farm. So just place some solid blocks until you are right at this block. So we have to go some more blocks, and then just take down some more blocks. You want to place 3, so it looks like this. And now you just have to fill in this entire wall. After doing this, you want to turn to the opposite side and you want to repeat the same thing. So first of all, you want to place a row of blocks that goes all the way till the end. So this exact block there, just go down by some blocks. And then after doing this, you want to fill in this entire wall. By the way, we don't need the corner blocks, you can leave them out. As the next step, you want to come to this side that should be open at this point, and you want to stack up by 3, and then you want to do this at the entire side, so go all the way until you are at the end. After placing your glass wall that has 3 layers, you want to come on top of the glass wall and finish off the entire thing by just placing a layer of solid blocks, and now your entire water channel system should be looking something like this. As you can see at this point, these two 2x2 walls are set in by 1 block. You want to change that by breaking them, then you want to place a temporal block and place your 2x2. Of course, repeat the same thing at the other side, so break it, temporal block, and then place it on top like this. Now your entire water stream is finished, but we have to wait until we can place our water in. Now, as you can see, we'll need these big portals, and in order to place them, you want to come up by 1 block, then jump on top of this wall, of course break the block, and then from the end of the farm, you want to count down by 1, 2, and at the 3rd block, you want to place yourself some obsidian right there. Now, it doesn't matter if you start at this or that side of the farm. I designed the farm so that the facing of the portals is not important, so you can leave out the locator map part if you know what this means. Now, as the next step, we already placed some obsidian right here. Now, you just want to place obsidian until you are at the other side of the whole thing. Now, at the end of the obsidian line, you want to be at this block and you want to stack up by 22. Then you want to go into that direction and again by 22 blocks. And this final obsidian block should be aligned with the wall of the whole thing. Then just drop down and place in your last side of the portal frame. Now, this obsidian portal frame should have the size 23 by 23. The inside of the portal should have the size 21 by 21. You can check that if you want to make sure that everything is correct. Now I'll tell you the other positions for the obsidian portal frames. All of them should have the exact same size, and you will need 3 more of them, so you have a total of 4. That's why it is called a quarter gold experience farm, because it uses 4 portals. So in order to do this, you want to count down by 1, 2, 3, of course outgoing from the first portal you placed, and then at the 4th block you want to mark yourself the position by placing an obsidian block, then count down by 1, 2, 3, 4 again, place a block, again 1, 2, 3, 4, and there you want to place a block. And then you should have your 3 markers and your portal already placed. All should have the same distance in between of them, exactly 3 blocks and 2 blocks to the sides. Now, as the next step, you just want to finish off all of these portals. As you can see, I'm already finished with this step. All the corners of the portals should align, and of course, all the 4 portals have the same exact size. And now, before we can start our water streams, we want to place some signs in order to stop the water from flowing where it shouldn't. And you want to start at this exact block. There you want to place a sign and then just repeat the whole thing. Place sign after sign. Of course, every sign should align with the one before. And you want to do this until you are at the other side, so it looks like this. Then you want to come to this side of the whole thing. You want to place in your 2 water buckets, and now you can take out this water block because we already have 2 blocks at the side, and this will create an infinite water source. And then you can just use this infinite water source to fill in the entire water stream of the whole thing. In the end, you want to have 1 water source on top of each block that is in this last row of the water channel. Now we want to add water to our second channel. Before we can do this, we have to place some signs here as well. You want to place 2 signs at this side and 2 more signs at that side. Now we can add our water right here as well. You want to place 2 water sources right there, and you want to come to the opposite side and place 2 water sources at that side again. All the water should flow perfectly to the signs and should not drop down. In order to do the next step, you want to come to the back side of the farm, and there you want to come to one of the portals to this side, so this should be the left side of your portal, and there you want to stack up by 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then after doing this, you want to extend out by 8 blocks parallel to the portal. Then you want to extend out by 2 to the left side of the farm, and you just want to come back by placing 8 more blocks place 1 block here, a temple block right there, and then 6 observers that should all be facing this exact side of the farm. So all the arrows should be pointing towards the front side. Now you can destroy the block you placed right here and replace it with an observer facing the opposite direction. Then you want to place a wall out of 1 layer of solid blocks all the way around, but you want to make sure that you leave open the side that faces the portal. There you want to place 1 oak door, and all the doors should be facing this side as well, so they should be placed at the side where you got the observers as well. Now you want to place in a lava source at this exact block. This should be the middle block, and all the water should flow out 3 blocks into both directions. Now, as you can see, this construction will cause the portal to be off constantly even if we break it, and in order to prevent the portal from bothering you, I recommend just destroying 1 block of the entire portal frame at all 4 portals, so we prevent everything that could happen from lag. Now I want you to repeat everything that I've shown you to this portal to all the 3 other portals as well. So you want to take the entire construction and rebuild it at all 3 other portals again. Now if you're done doing this to all 4 portals, you want to come back to the front side of the farm. Then you want to come to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th block height. This should be right here, and then you want to place a row out of blocks. Now this row of blocks should be set off to the right 1 block from the first portal, and then you want to go all the way until you are 1 block right to the last portal like this. Now if you got this row of blocks, you want to align yourself with the lever you placed, then look up, and you want to place a lever right there as well and flick it. Then you want to go up and place a redstone dust on top of that block. Now you want to place a redstone repeater into this direction, a block, then 1, 2, 3 redstone dust and a block. Repeat the whole thing into that direction as well, so place a redstone repeater, a block, then 3 redstone dust, 1 more block and a final redstone torch. Everything should now be looking something like this. If you flick the lever, all the redstone torches should turn on. Of course, we have to place 3 more on top of the blocks as well. Then flick off the lever. Now you want to place 1 block above each redstone torch you placed, and then you want to place 1 sticky piston facing upwards, of course on all 4 blocks as well. Then place 1 observer that faces the block wall, and you want to do this at all 4 blocks again. The redstone output should face this side of the farm, and same is with the arrow of the observer. Now you want to turn around and you want to place an observer on top of this block. You want to do this at all 4 cells again, so the redstone output faces this side, same with the arrow again. And then at the back of the observer you want to place a dispenser, again at all 4 portals of the farm. At this point you want to place 1 powdered snow bucket into each dispenser. This is very important and not optional. If you don't know it, powdered snow can be easily obtained in snowy mountain biomes. And now as the next step you want to place 2 blocks on top of each dispenser to suffocate all the piglins that maybe spawn here. And if you're done doing this, you can test your whole system by flicking on this lever, and then all the dispensers should start putting out their powder snow. Everything should be looking something like this. Doesn't have to do the same, but approximately at the same speed would be very practical. Now actually the last part of the building process for our farm is the storage system for the farm. Now I recently released a video that covers the exact same thing, so a storage system for a gold farm that has an item sorter and an output for all your golden swords that you probably want to destroy because they are very annoying. If you want to storage all the gold that is produced in the farm, then I really recommend watching the tutorial and building the gold farm item sorter. If you don't want to do this, so just get all the experience, then you can build a very simple storage system. In order to do this, come to the side with the lever and then drop down by 1, 2, 3 blocks, go 2 blocks into this direction and up by 1, should now be below the trident killer, and then go 2 blocks into this direction for the entire room. Then what you want to do is to place a double chest right here, then stack up 1, 2 hoppers, and then on top of this hopper you want to place a temporal rail where you want to place a minecart with hopper on top, then destroy the rail. You can expand it by just destroying some more layers of this entire thing, then just place a chest below the hopper and place a hopper right there, So it looks something like this, and your storage system is finished. To easily access the room, just place 4 ladders at the side right here, and then you can easily exit your hole, and everything should now be looking something like this. Finally, add all your obsidian to the portals so they light up. And then everything should now be looking something like this. All the portals should be lit up, and maybe you got already some piglins right there. Of course, the farm is not started yet. Now, before using the farm in survival mode, I recommend lighting up the entire area right here so that no zombies or something else can spawn. Then come back to the front side of the whole thing. You want to activate your trident killer and then activate the entire machine. And now all the zombie piglins will spawn and will start getting you some good amounts of experience. As you can see, this is very insane and will provide a ton of experience amounts. To maximize your amounts, go into the settings, and there you want to change your difficulty to hard. If you haven't already done this, this will maximize your results. As you can see, all the experience will get to me, and we get to level 30 in about 1 minute and 45 seconds. If you want, you can access all your loot by just going down the ladders, and then all your loot is right here. We got some gold ingots, a very good amount of golden swords, which we actually don't need, so we can drop them out, and gold nuggets, and of course the rotten flesh. At this point, I really hope that this tutorial helped you and you enjoyed watching it. If you did, then please don't forget to subscribe. This is very important for me and will make me very happy. And then I hope we see us again in the next video. See ya!